we'll see if they can bounce back after losing game 1. It's going to be the PL on Fnatic's side and Adroit going for a Terrorblade. Chen, a lot of heals when I see Chen, Necro on this Adroit side. What do you make of their draft and what they've done to adjust after losing game 1?
I actually think it's a really nice Necrophos game. I think the amount of burst damage that they have on the side of Fnatic is kind of limited, in fact. I think it's a really good Necro game when you can tank long fights, when you just keep fighting for really, really long extended periods of time. It's actually why I kind of like it against Phantom Lancer, just because I think when the fight goes a really long time, Phantom Lancer is happy, but so is Necrophos, because he's constantly dealing damage to everybody. And eventually, you will clear out the illusions, the Heartstopper regen talent that you can take, on top of eventually you'll get Aghanim Scepter, maybe you get Radiance. You feel very good when it comes to the late game.
Yep. You've got answers to the PL, so he's not going to have that free game. Nice little bit of play by Jabs. He scouts out where the ward is in the mid lane, so very likely we're going to see this Dire ward dewarded with that tower aggro play. As we'll see how things unravel here. And, I mean, to talk a bit more about the Necro, is also picked. Is this a good lane matchup mid against the Ember Spirit?
I think Necrophos is a really, really good lane against Ember, because Ember relies on being able to slight people and harass them out and win the regen trade. Nobody in the mid lane beats Necrophos in the regen trade, let me say. Literally nobody. I played against like ODs where he just astrals me out, doesn't matter. I played against Invokers. Huskar actually is the one hero that kind of destroys you.
Okay.
That's because he just like hits you with burning spears.
There's no out regenning the burning spear stacks.
Yeah, but these like mini hitters, you're excellent against, because if you level up your third ability, max it out, you almost never run out of mana. It doesn't matter how many times you use Death Pulse.
All the sustain in the world. And speaking of sustain, we're seeing an offlane core Dazzle from Ice. Something I've seen a bit in pub games here and there. It feels like Dazzle as a core, with, you know, Necrobook being the item that it is actually pretty potent.
Yeah, he actually played it once already this tournament too. It was the game where they had the Ricky and they rolled.
Yep. So definitely comfort big. Nice Fissure block onto the Chen, who's going to be forced to insta TP the hell out of there.
Doesn't have the heal bomb. Might have gotten the kill.
So early pressure coming from the Fnatic dual lane. The Shaker, nice hero to back up a Dazzle. Definitely one of the weaknesses of this hero is maybe your squishiness if heroes get on top of you, and Shaker able to be used to protect the Dazzle and help disengage.
And it looks like laning phase-wise, pretty even so far. The Necrophos is, as predicted, doing pretty well right now against the Ember Spirit.
Pengo's kind of struggling. Only 3 last hits so far down bottom. It seems like if there's any lane with an edge, it is this bottom lane in Fnatic's favor.
Yeah, and I like what 23 Savage is doing here. Him and Jabs are just kind of getting into right-click fights early on. Yeah. Sacrifice a little bit of CS to make your life a little bit early, or better early on.
Yeah, already Wraith Band and looking for a second Wraith Band. The PL with the Phantom Rush bonus agi is very good at trading in these situations, and we've been seeing it so far as 23 Savage very strong in this lane. 14-3 for him. Pengo only 4 last hits still. I feel like he's also missing a few last hits there, but things overall can still settle down. It isn't a big enough edge to worry about just yet for Adroit.
In the Summit, what did Fnatic end up winning by the way? Was it 3-0?
In the finals, it was 3-0, yeah. It looked like Game 3 was maybe going to... Game 3 was the closest. It looked like OGC at one point were going to win, but...
Maybe they're just the best of 5 team?
No, they're not. Before that Summit, they'd never won a Grand Finals before. They'd lost 2 Summit Finals before that.
Can you calm down?
So no, they're not a best of 5.
DJ gets a first blood, and he's... You need to relax.
You know, flamethrowers are out. You know, we started a few hours early today. We weren't happy about that. They cut into our sleep.
David has been off screen. He's just been calling me out for my state. He just doesn't let things go today. We're not having a...
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't the easiest time.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe that you couldn't just let me have that one.
Fnatic fans have seen a lot of disappointment from this team over the years. So,
who's the constant?
That we're flaming, or
yeah, is it just like Ice's been on for a while now?
Yeah, I mean, Ice Ice Ice, DJ, Jabs have been kind of... I mean, that's the 3 players who stayed after last TI. They've been on the team since the team kind of reformed. They had the old Eternal Envy Fnatic roster for a period of time.
Man, E gets around. He's a
Like-
globetrotter.
Not to the extent of Black, I would say. He's definitely played on the most regions and teams.
I don't want to flame Black here, but it was so funny when I read the news that he was on T1, and then like 4 days later, it's like, he's off T1. I was like, what?
Didn't even know who was... I found out he was on T1 when I found out that he was being...
Yeah.
So
I
I
was like,
didn't actually know he was on the team. Sorry, Black.
no flames.
No.
Dominic is a nice guy.
I like the article where he talked about his leaving and his journey, because I think so many people forget about players' accomplishments if they weren't the past month or something. You know,
Yeah, of
people
course.
forget, unless it's a TI win. Like everyone's going to remember maybe who the TI winners are, but the people who won those really big lands that happened 2 or 3 years ago. He won huge ESL One events with Vici Gaming. He won against EG in the best of 5, and had a lot of success when he was on that Vici Gaming team. But we'll see, as the Fnatic team in its current form is looking pretty damn good with some of their recent results, finally overcoming that LAN victory hurdle. This, however, an online tournament with quite a lot at stake, though, in the ESL One. And Fnatic with a 1-0 lead have found themselves a pretty decent laning stage. They're up a kill, small gold lead. PL having a great free farm time in his lane, and Ember, despite the tough matchup against Necro, still getting decent CS and having an okay game.
It's more just the regen battle
Yeah.
that he's losing.
Fortunately, he missed grabbing most
Oh,
of that
Moon.
creep wave.
That was greedy.
He really wanted to get those. He's going for a Bracer. Not every day you see Bracer on Ember. That really speaks to what this matchup is like.
It's not fun, let me say. As somebody who is on the other side of things, where I pick the Necrophos into Embers, trust me, nobody likes it. Anytime I lose, I get tipped.
Yep.
That usually tells me that they did not have a good time.
The key is the Necro should win the lane, but as far as the game goes, Ember is typically a hero that can have a higher impact. You get your levels, you find some high impact runes, you can roam around. Necro's kind of that, like,
he's static.
Sit and static, exactly. Perfect word.
He sits there and he farms, and then he farms.
Yeah. Oh, Metamorph being committed up top with DJ going in. They were looking for this Chen kill. CML needs to be careful. ISSI constantly getting those right clicks to reapply Poison Touch. It's going to be close with the Hedris regen. Yep, he goes down.
He's going to go down, and Boomy might actually get the return kill. DJ's actually quite low. They both have boots. And DJ, so I think DJ's okay.
His Fissure should be up soon, I imagine. Doesn't have the mana for it right now. He's going to pop the Clarity, so looks like he'll be okay. He can find a spot to TP out in if needed.
The baller move is to stay.
Yep. It looks like he's doing... He's got Trinkle, so why not? You want to play... You want to stay out on the map, so he's not going anywhere.
I think for the first, 15 minutes of this game, though, this Necro will not die.
Yeah. What's the... I mean, you mentioned Necro being static. Is his job just to stay in this mid lane and keep pressuring the T1 mid tower? Are they going to look to play around him?
I think he just wants to keep forcing it out, and then when somebody comes, I think DJ will eventually, or Jabs will come and try to, sit behind the wave and take the farm. I think you dive that hero, kill him, and then take the tower. Because during this time, the Ember Spirit doesn't actually want to just, sat isolated mid. Oh, yeah, he did get the execute.
Just barely had the damage.
I was like, Jabs is level 3. There's no way he should be dead for 35 seconds.
Does mean Moon has a little bit of breathing room as far as not having to worry about the Reaper's scythe. And he's looking to continue to drag these waves, trying to get that bonus farm by dragging the enemy waves to neutral camps that he can flame guard down. Do like the way Moon has played this lane. As elsewhere, Fnatic have continued to get that free farm going on the PL while pressuring the TB a decent amount up top, and we're seeing
got a lot of minus armor right now. He has no Sunder too.
That Ring of Tarask doing a little bit to keep him alive, but yeah, he's just going to keep getting that Poison Touch reapplied. If they get one more right click, yep, that's a kill. Ice is having a grand old time up here. 2-0-1. Necrobook 1 almost completed.
It's this mid lane that's pretty annoying.
You mentioned he's
so
unkillable,
tanky.
and it feels like
you can't die.
They shouldn't even be trying to go on him.
I'm not sure. Anytime I'm a Necrophos and I have a lot of stick charges, I just think that it feels even better. It's like you're using mana for HP, and Necrophos is one of the most efficient HP mana comboers in the game. Whereas for Ember Spirit to do any sort of dent, he has to pop 3 abilities, right? And then he can't stay on the map. That's like the real strength of Necrophos as a hero. Is he beats you by just brute force, and he's just going to right-click this tower.
Yep. Slow and steady tier 1 push. It is kind of that, like, reminds me of like a Timbersaw where it's like you push towers, but you push them pretty slowly.
You push towers by virtue of cutting the wave normally.
Yep.
But with 3 heroes here, not able to do so.
Stomp is there. They were getting they got the deny. That's the key thing. Fnatic were bringing multiple heroes here, just hoping to deny some of that gold away from Adroit, and they do successfully do so. Because I don't imagine they were expecting to find a kill on Necrophos.
If anything, if I'm the Necrophos, I'm TPing top right now and ruining this PL's game. But instead, he's getting aggressive on the other side of the jungle. Like, I don't love this play into the jungle because I don't think he's pressuring the map right now. And he's not pressuring the PL. I think if he goes top, tell me, guys, like, how does he die?
I think that's the reason he doesn't, because maybe with an Ember rotation and, like, you know, Dazzle, Shaker, ET, there is some stuns and chase to bring him down.
To counter, I actually don't think he dies in that position. I think he's more than okay. He's got like 17 stick charges, plus I think he still has his Fairy Fire.
Oh.
Well, he's now moved it.
It's in his backpack.
And he's got the level of his Ghost Shroud. I think it's really difficult for them to take him down. 1,600 health is a lot in this game, and effective HP-wise for Necro, that's like 2.5k. I don't think they're doing 2.5k.
There'd be so much time for people to rotate in. Ember gets a kill, but instantly pays the price for it. We saw Moon flying across the map there as the TP coming out, and it will be an escape. DJ survives.
But if you go top right now, you can, if you get like 1 TP, you might survive, and more than anything, it slows down 21 Savage from being able to do this.
I guess the issue is if he TP's top, if you're PL, your response is what? Just to TP away and go bottom then?
That's
all
right, though,
because
the Chen can just teleport you down.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
That's why that's the main reason I'm okay with that play.
Use the Chen mobility to win that TP battle.
Exactly, and then all of a sudden the PL has nowhere to be. Like he's not going to run all the way back top. He's going to farm in his own jungle, but your TB is getting more farm, and your Necrophos is getting more farm. Like everyone's getting more farm as a result, and you defend your tower, and that top tower is like really important for Fnatic to take because they need openings for this PL to farm.
Yep. And they've now done just that. They brought the Necro top. It took them perhaps a little bit longer, but they've now found themselves with this Necro versus PL matchup. Back at mid though, Ice, finding a bit of freedom with the Necro boxes, looking to pressure the tier 1 tower. Rolling Thunder, looking to bring him down. The Chain Stun, it's the perfect place here in the cliff.
He's in the death zone.
He missed the swashbuckle, and he gets the Grave Off as a result. They should still have this kill unless there's a TP out. There's going to be a Shadow Wave heal, but yeah, they get the Dazzle kill.
That area is just, it's brutal. There's nothing you can really do. You're just going to keep getting bounced.
Yep. The perma-stun completely obliterating him. There's the Echo Slam. Now we're going to test the Necrophos and his survivability. The Ghost Shroud into Wand. They're trying to chase him down here. If he gets the Reaper kill, he's going to start healing back up, and he does just that. The Necro, absolutely unkillable. Well, this is where the I told you so comes out.
I told you, this man's not dying, man. Yeah. Everyone's dead now. I don't know why they went for that. As a prolific Necrophos spammer, let me say, I've been in that position at this phase of the game. 20 stick charges, you're not dying. It's not even, you think it's closer than it is.
It was close to a chain stun. Yeah, I guess how much damage can they do while he's chain stun was always going to be the question. Yeah,
he's going to live.
Because it's very much an all-in play. If you don't burst him, you die. We'll see it again here and see just how close they were. The Echo Slam, Totem, Fissure, that 100 HP, Will?
Relax, man. He lived.
100 HP.
He lived and 2 people died. That was all calculated.
Seeing that again, you can understand why Fnatic went for it. They were very close to killing him.
I still think it was really risky, to be fair.
Well, it's risky because if it doesn't work, you lose everyone.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened.
It's one of those, you kill him just barely or you all die.
I'm going to be honest. I actually knew that he had like 20. I was kind of hoping that Adrian wouldn't show the replay.
Just for the narrative of they shouldn't have gone on PL.
Yeah,
you were
I was trying to talk like a little bit faster so that we would get past that point quicker. I'm going to be dead honest with you.
Production was not going to let you get away with that one.
Dude, BTS is really y'all are not making it easy for me today.
Yeah. We'll make sure there's a replay later where we do the player perspective and have the hero click so we can see exactly what health. It was like 3 health or something.
All calculated. And Moon almost dies. And he gets the lift. One more hit. They've got an Atos.
Nice Rubik plays, and they will get the kill. Mac getting the last hit, going to give him some regen.
And although they had a pretty good lead, now because of that top play, they are not.
Yep.
All right. To be fair, when he TP'd up there, he would have been like full. He had like 900 HP when they went on him. So that's what made it close-ish.
I also think Fnatic kind of, the Shaker stacked his stuns a little bit.
Yeah,
they actually
he
would,
just
they
wanted to,
actually
like,
would have
kill.
killed him if they didn't fully stack the stuns.
You know, relax. He lives.
So, okay. I'm sorry. I'm being way too adversarial. First the Fnatic BO5. Now I'm calling you out for the Necro stuff, Will. Man.
They're going to lose this tier 2 tower. And then Atos again. Ice might be dead.
Yeah.
They do have a Necrophos ulti. He's trying to time it. The Echo Slam! It's huge!
It's massive!
Oh my god!
With the Earth Split and the follow-it up, the Necrophos, though, he's surviving through it for now. Gets the Dazzle Kill nail with
to be
in
fair,
the end.
if there's 5 heroes on him.
Oh, absolutely.
Dang. All right, now replay that one.
Yeah.
Replay that one. Adrian, I know you got that one.
They'll give the replay to prove you wrong, but they're refusing to give you this replay, Will.
We lost that footage.
Production do not work for you, Will.
Oh, dude,
Right.
they might catch him here. If they get the
nice.
chain.
They get the Searing Chains. He
Okay.
can't Rolling Thunder away yet, and they're going to be able to kind of chain him up with the Totem if needed, but no.
It was
Ball?
not all that close, actually. He's got a lot of HP. I always forget how tanky you get.
You meant to say he had 20 health or something, Will. It was close.
True.
Based on before. He will see here. This smoke, they were baiting it. Ice. He did the early
Look at that
grave.
stack!
Oh, and they wasted the Reaper.
Oh, they were all stacked. The saddest part was that Mac was holding it for so long, just like pump faking it, trying to make sure that that exact situation didn't happen.
I also think you should know he's going to preemptively grave when those Centaurs are coming in, because Ice knows he's going to get chain stunned, so your only response is to do an early grave.
And yeah, that's going to be a lot of gold. That's going to free up some space for the Phantom Lancer. I will say, if you're Necrophos, the one thing that you really hate is if you don't have an easy save, like an Oracle or something for yourself, when PL gets an item like a Nullifier, that's when the game becomes... When I see Nullifiers on the enemy team, I'm like, oh.
Especially the new Nullifier, right? It's even better against Necro.
Yeah, it's the constant purge. You want some sort of save normally for that. Like you want like an Abaddon or something like that. But he does not have anything of this sort. He has a Chen heal, which is, you know, pretty good, but...
Feels like all three Fnatic heroes getting a lot of farm. Their net worth doing pretty well. Meanwhile, on the Adroit side, they've, you know, this Necro and TB are having an okayish time. I wouldn't even say the TB's having a great time, but Pango is struggling. Less farm as a core Pango than the support Earthshaker. That early blink just destroyed Adroit.
Yeah, I think... I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily love this Necrophos build. I think anytime I see Atos Necrophos, I always find it mediocre, just because I feel like there are other items that allow you to scale out a little bit better. Like I almost felt like he needed a pipe or like a Shiva's or something. Like I don't think the Ember Spirit is really the biggest concern. Like if you look at the net worth, and Atos doesn't do anything against the Phantom Lancer. I think he should have been itemizing to deal with the PL and not necessarily the Ember Spirit, because the Ember will get a defensive item at some point too. And your Atos, again, like I can't stress at the non-scaling.
Yeah. Very kind of snowbally item. And when your other lanes aren't doing all too well, it feels like you weren't going to necessarily be death bowling. TB doesn't want to start pushing towers yet. He's still trying to get
Here's the
farm.
problem with Atos in this game, is when you Atos him, they don't have any way to purge off his Flame Guard, so they don't actually have damage to kill him during the Atos timing, in my opinion. The only way that they do it is if they get the net from the troll creep, and then like a Centaur stun into like a lift, and then you Reaper Sight them.
And you're playing against like Shaker ET. These heroes are gonna use spells and stop that from happening.
This is a dead ET though.
Nope. Can't use spells if you're dead. They get the pick off, find ET.
That is something we should mention, by the way. ET, of course, feels pretty nice to play against TB.
Yep.
The natural order, rightfully pointed out by Cape. Or I always say this. I'm so sorry, David. Pop-Tart.
ET against the Necro, I feel like it seems pretty nice as well. You're just keeping the spirit on him, boosting up that magic damage. It's a hero that's pretty easy to hit those stomps on.
Yes, sir.
He's just going to stand still and let you do it. Oh. There we go. Shout out to Observer. Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart!
How do you rate the nickname Pop-Tart?
Much higher than his Sellers of Catan skills.
He's getting better. We're coaching him.
I don't know. We told him early on.
we had to really lay it out in simple terms about the dev card strat not being an early game play.
It feels like I'm taking advantage of like a child. It's okay though. He'll eventually win and he'll gloat.
Yeah,
I hope so. This is the best part. Like,
yeah, if you're not being an asshole, you're playing Settlers wrong.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna sell ourselves back into game number 2 as Fnatic control this game for now. 5k gold lead, 8 kills apiece. Similar story to last game where it's not so much about the kills for Fnatic, it's
just
about
the gold.
Yeah, all 3 of their cores getting farmed. Ice is definitely a player known for needing to get that farm in his offlane. He's not really a feast. Well, he kind of is a feast or famine offlane player, but when he is struggling, the team as a whole do not look good.
Yeah, I think it's very important for his laning phase to go right. That's why DJ, a lot of times I'll see like Earthshakers roam around the map, set up for like tri-lane kills and stuff like that. No, DJ's one purpose in a game like this especially is make sure Ice has a good game. Rotate to Ice's lane. Make sure that Daryl is getting his farm, he's getting his levels. And the thing is, he does reward you. He's not the kind of player that we were talking about, like how there are certain types of players that like farm a lot but don't do anything with that net worth. He does do a lot with that net worth. He pushes the game forward at all times.
Yep. Can see the odds there. It is Fnatic with an edge, a fairly sizable one, as we'll see what their next play is going to be. Things have slowed down for sure, but at the same time, they've probably seen this Necrophos not going for, going for this Atos Hood, not really going for any kind of scary late game items just yet, although the Radiance is coming next. So Fnatic not pushing the tempo just yet, but it does feel like Adroit could hit a scary timing with this Radiance. Suddenly the PL is going to be very limited in what he can do in a fight. They've found the TB, the Echo Sign being committed. They get the Chainsaw. Natsumi goes down. Rubik sealing a spell and getting the hell out of there. As Boomy takes the Fissure, but
I think Fissure's better to steal than Echo, by the way.
Yeah, I would.
You don't have
agree.
Aftershock.
Yeah,
it's kind of pointless.
Echo, maybe we talked about it last game. It just doesn't do anywhere near as much damage as it used to do.
Yeah, even against the PL, like the Fissure, the stun lasts forever when you have the maxed out spell amp.
Yeah. When your job as a Rubik is more to sit back, not to blink in aggressively. You're just going to kind of die if you do that. Atos into Rolling Thunder with the Reaper, but he got off the Flame Guard. If he didn't get the Flame Guard off, okay, they still get the kill.
All right, see? Fissure.
Right. Yeah.
He's able to bounce off of it. He creates his own death zone. I like that. But yeah, normally it's really hard with the Atos to get that kill. And so he's going to go back for the Radiance, which I think is a really nice item against PL.
Yeah. Playing Necroverse PL, I feel like you will always see this unless someone else on your team is getting Radiance.
Yes, 100%. No disagreements from me there.
Yep. But PL still getting a lot of farm. Is it, you mentioned Nullify, is that going to be one of those key items for PL to play this game, or is he just going to be going for more standard, do you think?
I think he'll probably get like Abyssal, but I really do like Nullifier at some point for him. Maybe he'll... It depends on how easy it is for them to kill the Necrophos. I think it always takes one fight for you to adjust your build. Most players are forward thinking of like 2 steps, but they're not thinking about like what does a fight look like when it could potentially go wrong. And so right now, like the build that 23 Savage is gone, it hasn't been punished, right? But there will potentially be a fight where Necrophos lives with like 20 HP because of Ghost Shroud again, and then he might think about adjusting.
Here we go, Roshan being set up. They know there's no Reaper's Scythe for this fight. That's why they want to take it. But Tango, Rolling Thunder's back up. You don't want to get caught in the Roshan pit against that one. Necros just charging in forward, knowing how tanky he is, but with this Fusel Blade, Mac is losing his entire mana pool. He's got to be careful. The Fissure coming out from the Earthshaker, followed up by an Earth Splitter, but gets dodged by the Yule Scepter of the Rubik here. Rolling Thunder now rolling on through, catching out a couple. Into the Roshan pit goes Ice. The Pango gets completely trapped. He gets bashed. Roshan helping out Fnatic in this fight as the stun on the backline just completely keeping Adroit out. DJ's waiting patiently. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. The Echo Slam coming back up. Adroit cannot afford to group up. They've got to know that Shaker has his ultimate back up. And unfortunately, they've committed Metamorph. If that wears off, this fight's looking really bad for them. But they're just going to charge forward. The Shaker trying to bail out the Ember Spirit, who's been stunned up, kiting them around on the side here. constantly searing chains here. This long drawn-out fight. This is where the Necrophos shines. He goes in. The Reaper not available just yet. He's actually going to back up now. The Earthshaker looking to do what he can on the back line.
He finds a real PL.
Oh, he gets the kill. PL instant buyback. They use the Swashbuckler to go in aggressively. Ice on the Dazzle. He's in full retreat mode. Graves still on cooldown for 5 seconds. He's got no escape. DJ's got nothing to bail him out. And Fnatic, they're just streaming through all their buybacks. They've killed the TP. Even though he has buyback, he does not have the Metamorph to take this fight.
Can they 1v4 this guy?
What a fantastic buyback from the PL. He cannot deal with the Ghost Shroud just yet. He's going to wait for this one to wear off. Have they got a Searing Chains? The Stomp going to miss here.
And the counter buybacks now.
Yep, they're looking to take this fight. The TP, he's coming back in with the
This is a full 10v10 right now.
A second Rolling Thunder. This fight's gone so long that it's cooled down entirely. The Fissure gets used, catches the Rubik, who's not going to be able to steal it this time. The Stomp is there. Can they bring down this Rubik? He does not have buyback. Jabs gets bailed out by a Shallow Grave. He's still being kept alive here. Can they keep him, get him out of this one? The Searing Chains onto the Rubik, but they can't fold up. The Remnant is going to be used to get defensively out of there. Boom is chasing. He's got Remnant himself. He wants this Ember. Ember throws out another to escape. He's bouncing around. He's running out of those Remnants, so Ice. He's showing back up.
But look at this Necrophos, walks back in, unafraid of everything. They don't have the damage for him. And now I could see the Phantom Lancer slotting in.
PL's being chased, getting out of there.
I could definitely see him now rethinking and thinking to himself, I need this Nullifier because they have such a big problem. And that was so many buybacks used. It really just felt like that fight lasted forever.
We saw 2 Rolling Thunders in one fight.
Yes. And I think it was, I can't even remember how many buybacks it was.
25k damage dealt.
3 on each side. So 6 out of 10 used their buyback. We had like an 8-on-8.
That was quite something. The amount of damage needed to bring down this Necrophos, and in a short amount of time, is difficult. The longer the fight goes, the more he's going to keep healing up and sustaining himself.
I think the Radiance makes things really annoying. And I don't know if you've seen a lot of usage of the Aghanim Scepter on the Necrophos, but it's insane. You get pretty much permanent Ghost Shroud.
And against, I mean, if he sees any of those Axe components, that's where the Nullifier almost has to come out.
I already feel like it should be. I'd be surprised if he decides to really commit for this this butter into everything else, because the Necrophos being able to Ghost Shroud, and it makes DJ's life harder too, just because you saw he was looking for that Echo target, and he can't find it when the Necro just runs, and he creates this like impenetrable barrier for the rest of Adroit.
And if you try walk forward and blink towards the backlines, well, you're not going to blink. The Radiance will tick over on you, so you've got to be careful about that.
Yeah, more depends now, I think, on Jabs. If Jabs is able to land, there was one moment where they clumped up and they got 3-man stunned on the staircase. That could have been like an opportunity, but it was still like, I think it was like 4 seconds you pointed out for the Echo, which is why Jabs didn't make that jump immediately.
Verify. That's a Necrophos item. Even more heals. Verifier is one of those items that feels pretty awful on almost every other game, but Necrophos is one of the few heroes that makes use of it.
Who else is it good on?
I don't know. Who would you say?
I don't know. There's not a lot of heroes that I love it on.
I mean, it's a decent amount of heal, but it's one of those things. Often it's hard to get it off if you're chain stunned, or
the max value
get it off. You're still gonna go down. Damage is definitely nice. So I mean, I would look at the right clickers like PA with it. Feels nice because you're getting the crit with the bonus damage.
I had the dumbest thought of all time, and I'm kind of embarrassed to voice it now.
You've said so. You've gone this far, so you have to.
I was gonna say it's like an instant tango, but like super. And I was like, there's got to be a, and then I just realized it's Verifier. It's literally just. I was trying to like sound really deep.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's like an instant tango. You know, you consume all the charges and you get more HP. It was really convoluted.
And it gives more bonus right-click damage. So you know.
Yeah.
Is there an item in Dota that does?
I was like, oh man, it's late. I was really struggling there. That's how I know.
So what's the play? Is there any other ways they can get the dispel needed for the Ghost Shroud other than that Nullifier?
No, I don't think so. I think he finished the butterfly, but I think maybe he regrets that. There is another way to deal with Necrophos, which is you just kill everybody else.
Yep. And deal with him, the kind of Timbersaw approach where you just ignore him, deal with him last.
The difference is that Necro staying alive hurts so bad. Like, Timber saw you can dodge his abilities. You can play around certain sections of the map to like negate a lot of what he does. But the same isn't true of Necrophos, right?
Ooh. Rubik goes down.
Necrophos just kind of stands there, and that was the echo though that was used.
Yep. Do
So now
they
the
notice
Scorch
Roach is going on with the double damage
is
rune?
ultra free.
They didn't even have to commit Metamorph because of the DD. So, free Roach for Adroit.
I think gold-wise, even though it's 5k in favor of Fnatic, I don't know if Fnatic are winning this game necessarily. Yep. A lot of this gold lead is tied up in the fact that Fnatic have more farm on Ice Ice Ice, but the impact of this Dazzle is to buff up his other cores, and they get on top of him pretty easily too.
Feels like the Pengo's doing just as much, maybe more than the Dazzle in these fights.
And just comparing net worths.
Roll on in. Can he get out of this one? Moon. Remnant away.
Necrophos, and he's just standing his ground.
Deters the Rolling Thunder from even being committed.
He's got a hood. Yep. He's got an Aghanims.
So the Ag's a lot more magic damage, I guess. Ooh. He's going for this outpost. He really wants it with the 30-minute mark approaching.
It makes your Heartstopper aura deal more damage while you're Ghost Shrouded. Only while you're Ghost Shrouded.
Okay. Oh, sorry. The Ag's on the Ember. Is this the idea here, just to have more remnants and just constant spam, like magic damage against the Necro?
I think he really likes the speed, actually. The magic damage is, it's good this game for sure, but it's like better to clear out the TB than it is the Necrophos. I really think that the Phantom Lancer has to be the Necrophos answer more than the Ember.
Yeah.
You can poke all day on that, but
yeah. We are seeing Ember going for like all the magic damage boost on his talents.
I just watched him do his like combo, and he dealt like 85 damage with an Orb of Destruction on this Necrophos. In fact, he's healed up everything that he lost in that combo.
This Necro is looking pretty beefy. And while all this has been going on, Natsumi's been able to just farm his way back into this game. 1-5-6, you know, it's kind of been a TB that hasn't had an impact on this game just yet, and has been pretty lackluster, but that can all change. And if Natsumi can deliver here in the late game, you won't be second-guessing his performance at all if you're Adroit.
Gold lead, that is one thing. Fnatic feels, or maybe EG feels like Fnatic. One of them feels like the other, where if nothing is happening, these two teams always feel very good at growing their gold leads. Like that passive way of getting farm at all times. They're very good about cutting waves and playing deep and aggressive on the enemy side of the map, so you always take away their jungle too. Like these two teams, especially for me in Dota, like exemplify that.
Perhaps this game also part of it is now they do not want to take a fight into the Aegis, but definitely making really good use of the space available on the map and avoiding these fights, making the most of what farm they can get. And
again, the Atos is so bad. Like, he just Atoses to pressure, but, you know, I really feel like if he had Shivas instead of this item, like, he would have had all his other items at the same time. I think it might have set up for 1 kill total. Oh.
ET. It was a smoke onto just
They're even gonna ulti for that.
He has buyback too, so...
That was aggressive by Mac.
Yeah. And PL finding a way to cut some of this wave here as well, but got to imagine Adroit are going to be considering going for a tier 2, maybe even thinking to see if they can poke at the high ground with the Terrorblade. It is that TB into PL matchup, which can be very annoying for the TB to play.
Yeah, I mean, they want to use this Aegis.
Yeah.
Really want to use this Aegis. He's going Butterfly himself. I think he already has the evasion talent too.
He's just trying to make sure the PL is limited as much as possible as far as how many right clicks he's getting off. If you lose your mana, you're not getting Sunder off, and that's where TB does not fare that well against the PL.
Look at Mac. He just confidently pushes forward, is not afraid of anything.
Forces the buyback from the ET. They've cut the way for the most part, but there's still creeps here with the Metamorph. They want to take out at least this tier 3 tower. We'll see if they commit now for the melee Rex as well.
I'd like for them to commit. They still have plenty of time on the meta. Still have Aegis. I think they're in a fine position. You're going to pop Ghost Shroud, heal. I think you can still stick around and see what kind of fight ends up happening.
Yeah. They've at least pushed them out now for Fnatic, so they don't have to take this fight because there's no more creeps, but...
Necrophos is getting kind of low, and here comes the Rolling Thunder.
Goes blinking in, but there's nothing to be had for Adroit. Mac was asleep the entire time with the ET Stomp. And PL is charged in very deep here. They've Looking to start a fight here. To the south, though, it's the supports. You've got to protect your backlines, and Fnatic have found a way on top of the Rubik, who does defensively. You'll dodge the Remnant damage, but this sets up an ET stomp. This Rubik is the #1 target. They want the squishy supports, but the Ember...
The Echo!
The Echo! He catches out 3 with it. The TP does not get off his Sunder. He goes down. Now he does not have meta when he respawns. This is not a good Aegis carry. He's going to BKB. Look for the TP out. Can he get out of this one? It's not going to be close. TP comfortably TP's out with a BKB, but
man, and a lot of that is set up by Moon. He finds the backline and he pokes her repeatedly, and so Adroit, they eventually try to make their way to get to the rest of their supports, but all that really does is clump them up into that big Echo Slam, and then Jabs came over the top with his split Earth Splitter.
Wow, what a fight. And that, yeah, the Ag's mobility, the speed and the ability to get on top of the backlines has proven to be so key for Fnatic.
Yeah, they need the backline to be able to survive, to protect.
Fnatic are pushing themselves. They know there's no Metamorph still for a little bit longer, but
they've got to be careful. This Necrophos is still very strong.
They do not have good answers for him. They're just going to send out the illusions and hope for the best. The blink in from the Pangolier with the Rolling Thunder. Mac is backing him up. He's just charging him with the Ghost Shroud.
If they could get on top of him now, he's... Oh my god!
Okay, Ghost Shroud wore off.
Oh my word.
He doesn't have buyback, Will.
He just... he actually just got...
The physical damage destroys it.
Yeah, he had like 4 stacks. They got on top of him. That Shadow Wave looked like it just one-shot him with all the illusions hitting. Now with no Necrophos buyback, I'm not really sure how they're going to hold. I really thought he was going to be tankier than that.
When he's in Ghost Shroud, absolutely, he survives everything, but he got obliterated without it.
Yeah, I guess 23 Savage did not need the Nullifier. Lived perfectly fine without it, and they're just going to go for Throne Towers right now.
They seem to have caught on to the fact that Necro does not have buyback by the fact he's not using it right now.
He used it, remember?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
it's on cooldown. Yeah, no. So,
by virtue of knowing that he used it,
yeah,
they know he doesn't have it.
You're right. No, somehow it had in my head that still
maybe
could have
they
had
get
it up.
kill on this Ember Spirit. That could potentially be a turnaround, but instead it's the backline. CML goes down 2. If they lose Ice, 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 maybe, but the Echo!
Again, it's DJ.
DJ's
one of the
so
heroes
insane.
of this game.
All right, DJ won them that fight, for sure. That fight at bottom, him and Moon.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, Moon and DJ have been a